Winephabet Street, guys.
There we go.
There we are. We are
now.
live. It always takes a little bit.
Welcome to Winephabet Street. Happy Monday.
Yes.
And can I just say that this is the last Winephabet Street that I will be on this coast for 2 more times, and then next one, yay! I'm on the right coast for 2 months. I can't wait. And I've only got 7 more days of school.
Oh, really? You're still in school?
Yes, I get to go. Yay! Can't wait. But anyway, we are here on Winephabet Street, and the letter of the day is X, and it is Xynomavro. And another grape that was a little difficult to get, right, Deb?
Yes, but my liquor store buddy in Stone Harbor, he pulled through it for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. I actually, for the first time, actually did use Wine Searcher. And when I looked it up, there happened to be a store in Hohokus that had it. So I only had to go like a 15-minute ride to go get it. They had 2 bottles in stock. So, yeah, so I called them up. They said they had it. They were nice enough to hold it for me. Not that I thought there was going to be a mad dash to get these bottles, in those 2 days to get there. But right, you never know. So they helped.
I looked all over. I looked all over South Jersey. I looked in the Hudson Valley. No, I couldn't find it. And then finally, in a conversation with Jim Hand, who owns Fred's Liquor for the Millbrook Wine Dinner, I said, I need a bottle of this wine, can you get it? And he's like, yeah, no problem.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he got it for me.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring Elmo up, and we are going to get started, except for the fact that I think my mouse just died. Never.
Did the cat get it?
I tell you, I just love Elmo. He is just so cute. I tell you.
Michael's here.
Who's here?
Michael.
Oh, hi, Michael.
Yeah, he said he couldn't find the Xinomavro on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah, it's a tough one.
So I hope you have you're dry tonight. Michael, that's not like you.
Oh, Michael. Anyway, so I'm Lori. I began writing the blog to help people become more familiar with our wines, Dracaena Wines. We are known for our Cabernet Francs from Paso Robles. If you're interested in tasting our award-winning wines, head over to dracaenawines.com and check out all of our accolades, and you can place your order there. And it is perfect shipping weather right now, so we are good to go with that. Our wines have been consistently rated 90 plus in Wine Enthusiast, and we've gotten gold medals, double gold medals for our Cabernet Franc and in the San Francisco Chronicle. I have recently separated the blog and podcast to Exploring the Wine Glass. So if anybody is having trouble finding the blog or finding the podcast, please reach out to me at exploringthewineglass@gmail.com, because there's just something funky going on with Google Play, and I'll figure that out eventually. But other than that, I graduated from WSET Level 2 with distinction, and founder of Cab Franc Day. So keep that in mind for December 4th. Deb, how about you?
Hey, I'm Debbie Giaquindo. I'm known as the Hudson Valley Wine Goddess. You can find me at hudsonvalleywinegoddess.com. And I'm a certified specialist of wine and a wine location specialist in port and champagne. And I was drinking Piper Heidsieck champagne today.
Yeah, and I was really jealous.
The new cellar master. He's a cutie. But anyway, I also have a book out called Tapping the Hudson Valley, Day Trips and Weekend Itineraries to visit all the craft beverage producers in the Hudson Valley and farmers markets and sites and stuff. And you can find that on Amazon. And I'm co-owner of Happy Bitch Wines and also a partner in a restaurant in Stone Harbor, New Jersey called Kitchen, almost forgot there, but I'm at Kitchen 330. It's where I will be spending my entire summer, the hostess with the mostest, seating everybody and talking to them about wine.
Lives.
That's right. The Philadelphia magazine called me a wine maven.
Yes.
So come visit me for the next 2 months at 330 96th Street in Stone Harbor. And except for Monday nights where I'll be here on Winephabet Street on the one Monday night. That's going to be my one night off a month.
Well, you're going to have 2 nights. Well, one's going to be a Wine Riders wrap up too. So that's coming. And well, we did the June one, so that'll be July. We'll do that day too. So.
I'll try and make it if I can find someone to cover for me.
Oh no, because Monday, I thought you just said you were off Mondays.
No, I just have off. I got somebody to be on for Winephabet Street.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know about. We'll worry about that.
We'll worry about that later. Anyway, so it is the all very important time. Sláinte, my friend.
Sláinte. So wait, this is.
That was like a tease. I just got it up to my mouth, and you're like, wait.
Wait, no, we got to show them what we're drinking.
Oh, I really wanted to drink.
This is mine.
And this is mine. So mine is Young Vines Thymopolis Xinomavro. It's a 2014.
So I've got a 2016 single vineyard hedgehog from Alpha Estates.
Oh. Well, okay. So now, really? Okay. So.
Ooh. Interesting.
It's minty. It's chocolate. It's herbal.
I've got tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomato leaf.
Ooh.
Oh. Hi, Heather. Heather is watching us on Facebook Live.
Oh, great, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Is she on yours?
Oh, I like.
Do you? I'm not sure if I like it.
No, I do. Oh, I do. Sure. I do. All right.
I thought it would be a little bit more complex. Mine isn't. Then I'm choking on it, but
well, I don't think it.
I think I expected something heavier and bolder.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what, from all the research I was doing on the characteristics.
The very high tannin. It's very high tannin, but yeah. I got the impression that it was not a full-bodied wine. Although this alcohol is a bit right now. It's got to oxygen out a bit. All right. I'm going to
go for it.
I'm going to go into history without my mouse. Okay. So, what just happened?
You lost it. There you go.
Okay, there we go. All right. So, Xynomavro can be compared to Nebbiolo-based Barolos and Burgundy Pinot Noirs. So right there, that's why I wasn't expecting a full-bodied wine. But thanks to its firm structure and complex aromatic profile, its character can only be described as unique. So as I was doing this, I kind of cracked up to myself, because I do that quite a bit. I just do things that entertain myself. So I'm like, oh yeah, Nebbiolo, yeah. And then I'm like, Burgundy, yeah. Unique, uh-oh. That's like, when you get set up with the blind date and they go, yeah, he's got a nice personality, like that's what I was expecting. Like I'm like, oh, if they're calling it unique, I don't know. So that kind of scared me off a bit. But I like it. So that is what the grape looks like. It's very dark, very tight clusters there. I like super, super tight clusters. Okay. Xynomavro itself is a conjunction of the Greek words for acid and black, though this is often translated as black and sour. Grape is primarily cultivated in Nausur. That's the only one I'm going to pronounce correctly. Galmanisa, Amintayo, Repsani, Trichmo, Syasita.
Where's my mother-in-law when you need her?
What?
So where's my mother-in-law when you need her? She's
Valventos, and on a lesser scale to Mount Athos at Ossa, Ionin. I don't even know why I wrote these things down because I have no idea where they are or what they are. But Magnesia, Castoria, and Tricala. In 2010, the total global cultivated area was near 1,971 hectares, which is just under 5,000 acres. So not a lot when you consider the whole global scheme there. And was entirely in Greece. But by 2013, it had grown to 2,239 hectares, which is just over 5,500 acres worldwide. And now they're starting to see larger plantings done in Gansu, China.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. The other way of spelling this grape is with a Y instead of the I. So it's still Xinomavro, but instead of Xin, you can see it as Xyn, and highly regarded as the finest red wine the country has to offer. Xinomavro is the only grape permitted in the monogrape wine region, their appellation, their PDO, of Galmenensia Amentillo. And most importantly, look at that beautiful place.
I know, I got some pictures there too, and
that's
in my slideshow.
That is Nausur, and I am in love with that place. That is, I just want to be there at this moment.
I'm telling you, all the pictures that you see of Greece, that's what it looks like, because I've been, and I've been to the islands, and it's
really
beautiful.
I want to go so badly. It's so beautiful. This is the problem with Winephabet Street. I keep seeing all of these countries and all of these regions where we get these grapes from, and I just want to go, 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 go. So it is Nausur that is considered to be the finest of all the regions and to have the greatest potential for even more greatness. So I think they're focusing in on this region to be the spokes region for the area. The area has a long history of wine production, so much that the artist Cosenry wrote back in 1831. I couldn't find an image. I'm sorry. So I couldn't find an image of her, but this is artwork from her, which is pretty cool. Marie Cosenry stated, "The wine of Nausur is to Macedonia what Burgundy wine is to France. I am in a position to say that the wine of Nausur is the best in the Ottoman Empire. With the vineyards in Nausur being almost all south-facing, the vines are sheltered, so the extremes of climate that the other parts of Macedonia are subject to are really somewhat tempered there. So when they planted these vines, they made this protective blanket by the direction that they planted them in. The sun exposure also balances the grape's variety's natural high acidity. So in the earliest 20th century, the vineyards of Nausser, like so many other wine regions, were infected by phylloxera, which led to their gradual destruction. During the 1960s, two scientists, Mrs. Caraco Dragona and Mr. Vlachos, who, let me tell you, there was not a picture on the internet anywhere of this Mr. Vlachos, were determined to revive the region. So in 1968, Batari, a well-known winery in Nausser, wines since 1879, they actually, with the scientists' help, converted converted their trees and brush and just open space to Xynomavro. And so between these two scientists and the Gianna Cocciori winery, they're really the ones who have brought back the grape to its greatness. The total production of Nausser origin labeled wines is of the magnitude about 2,500,000 liters, of which 30 to 40% of it is exported. So that's a really large exportation percentage. Like, you know, a lot of these small regions, it all gets consumed by their own people. And you're seeing, you know, like Franciacorta exports out like 10%. And here you're looking at 30 to 40% exportation. So they're really heavily relying on their exports. There are three that are now mainly used. I'm sorry, Xynomavro is an ancient variety and it has lots and lots of clones, but there's only about 3 of them that are used now. And these 3 clones were used or chosen because they produced the small berries and those bunches. So like what I was saying about how tight those bunches are. When carefully maintained, the wines produced are relatively fine-grained tannins, delicate aromas, and very bright pigmentation. And I have to agree with that. It's going to be kind of tough to see in this situation, but it is very Pinot Noir-esque. It's a very light color, beautiful, like a ruby color, light ruby. Almost, you know, it might even be a little garnet. It's a pretty color, and I'm digging it.
See, I'm not liking it that much.
You know? But you know what? There's more of that tomato leaf coming out in mine.
Yeah, and I was talking to Michael, and it is a little sour on the finish, on the aftertaste. Mine is, at least.
But you know what? I'm like a sweet and sour fiend. So I'm not really, like, sour to me is not a bad thing. It even has a very decent length finish. The tannins, and it's actually acid because I'm salivating. Like, it actually, the tannins are there strong enough that just hold that flavor onto your palate for quite some time.
Yeah, I will agree there, but I'm not sure I'm liking the flavor.
Yeah, oh, I like it.
I even get a little tamponade in it.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure that would be along my lines of yay.
Yeah, mine, I'm not. This is much more like definitely the tomatoey. I don't get a lot of fruit.
No, oh, okay.
It's more what's in my bottle, what's in my glass.
Right.
So I'm not sure I'm digging that. But
let it open up a little bit too, because last month, remember, neither of us liked it, and as it opened up a little bit, it was
that's true.
Better.
True. So I'll go on with characteristics. What happened?
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Is it not there?
Videos. Where's the slideshow?
Let me
Stop
see it.
slide presentation. Hold on. What happened?
Let me see if I see it. Characteristics.
Yeah, and it says
That's
another.
not.
That is bizarre.
Well,
Wait, hold on a sec. How can I add it up? Upload it. Oh, I have to cancel out of here. Hold on.
well, while you're doing that, I'm going to have another glass.
Create a new slides presentation. You do that. Upload. Winephabet Street. Oops.
I actually really am digging this. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I like the tomato. I like it's mint. The mint is like really cool. It's like, and there's just enough herbaceousness in there. You know, it's not bell pepper, it's not pyrazine.
No, it's not.
You know, but there's like a woodiness to it, like a wet moss, which doesn't sound good, but it's good.
Yeah, you're digging it. I'm not.
I am digging it because I'm already empty.
You know, Paul made a meatloaf for dinner, and I never called him to tell him when I was driving back from New York.
Oh,
So there, now we have it.
good.
So anyway, so the meatloaf was done as we got on the air. So I'm gonna have this with the meatloaf.
Oh, cool. That would probably go well.
Will it?
Yeah, I think so, or mine would.
So okay, so Xinomavro. I can't say this. Xynomavro is really how you pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I got this guy, and you can hear it when he comes on.
On pronunciation.com.
Jeremy, don't forget ever that the best red variety is called Xynomavro. Is that clear to you? Or do I have to say it once again? Let me say it once again. The best red variety of Greece is called Xynomavro. Now, if you haven't understood it very well, let me tell you one.
He'll keep going.
Xynomavro.
Xynomavro. Yeah, so that's how you say it.
I was going to say, I went to my howtopronounce.com and they said Xynomavro.
Well, that was coming from this guy, Greek. I got
He
trust.
sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
I should have asked my mother-in-law last week when I saw her how to say it, but Xynomavro. So slide 2. So Xynomavro is pronounced, well, you saw how it was pronounced. I have a hard time with that. It comes from the word Xeno, which is sour, Mavro, which is black. The grapes are medium-sized, rounded. Oh, I got to go back to this one. Medium-size, round in shape with thick skin, white flesh, and a characteristic color of the skins ranging from a dark red to nearly black. There's many different wines that are produced from this grape. We've got red, rosé, sparkling wine, and sweet wines. So they make a variety of different wines from this grape. So it's grown pretty much in this. Oh, I'm looking at my mouse and I'm circling, but you can't see that. Yeah. Where I've circled and have the arrow pointed, that's the Macedonia region in Greece. And there are 4 superior quality regions in northern Greece, and 3 of them are in Macedonia. One is in Thessaly,
Yep.
The Nausur region is dedicated purely to Xinomavro,
Right.
and it's actually a cool climate, and the cool climate of AMYNDEO, Amedeo, and that's where my wine is from.
Okay.
In the appellation of Go and Nissa, they blend Xinomavro with at least 20% of Negoska. So it's kind of like different rules, like in France,
Right.
you know, how you have different areas and they have to do, you know, X amount. So in the appellation of Rapsani, which is in the Thessaly area, Xinomavro is blended with Stravato and Crissato in equal amounts. And when it's blended, it actually becomes easier to drink young. It just becomes easier to drink young when they blend it with those grapes. It is a finicky grape that is difficult to grow, so it's kind of like, you know, Pinot Noir. It is very sensitive to disease, and it's also susceptible to vintage variation. When it's poorly made, it's extremely sour. So if you buy a bottle and you're drinking it and it's extremely sour, you gotta, you know, take that up with the winemaker.
I will fly to Greece and deal with it.
Yes. So Xinomavro is a very, very powerful grape. Extremely complex with high tannins, and it's very age-worthy. You like my Greek guy here?
Yeah.
Powerful king.
Powerful, absolutely.
So it has a very interesting flavor profile. You can find on the nose dried plums, sun-dried tomatoes, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, truffles, olives, leather, earthy notes, aromatic herbs. Aging wood will bring out the spice. I just put up some stuff there. I mean, and then you also have
No.
earthy and spice. Different spices that will come out from the
Baking spice.
wood. Yeah, from the woods. From the wood. And the flavor profile, what you'll taste on your palate, could be plum, cherry, raspberry, fig, tapenade, earth and spice. And when it ages, flavors of leather, licorice, and clove can develop.
Oh.
So yours is older than mine.
Yeah, yeah. Mine's a 2014, so
Yeah,
it's got
mine's 16, so
little age.
So
I am digging it. I really am. So once again, this is my bottle. Okay. So it's young vines. Now I think that I read somewhere that most of their vines are 20 years old, so I think everything's pretty much considered young vines there. Thymiapolis, Xynomavro, and this is from the Nausur region. So that automatically, as we know, that automatically tells us that this is 100%. I'm going to go with my way, Xynomavro. This is probably the winery that I have found the most information on. There was so many different people talked about this winery. I was like, wow, this is a first when it's not an American winery. So this is from Som Select. Okay. They say there is a lot of excitement around Themiopolis, who has assembled an inviolable collection of vineyards in the Nausar villages of Trifolos and Ficha, which neighbor one another but are nevertheless quite diverse. Trifolos is said to be one of the warmest subzones of Nausar, while Ficha, with vineyard altitudes climbing up to 500 plus meters, is one of the coolest. So many of these vineyards were originally farmed by the winery owner's grandfather, also named Apostolos, but the family had long sold the grapes to others, retaining only some for family consumption. It wasn't until the grandson, Apostolos, graduated from the University of Athens enology program in 2000 that he actually began making wines with the family name on them. So the first commercial release was 2003. So they are, yeah. So I guess the grandson was like, enough of this. I'm done selling these grapes. Let's make our own wine from these grapes. So they call him, they say he has a very charismatic personality, and that shows through his wines. So Themiopolis has also made a point of getting out into the wider wine world, and they are very well known in France. And he has gone to France multiple times to gain inspiration and gain, learn techniques of how the French make wine in order to bring that back to his winery and produce wines. The vines, I was off. I thought it was 20 years. The vines are 30 years old, and they usually ferment on ambient yeast. And this wine in particular was aged 12 months in 500-liter French oak casks before bottling. And Berry and Brothers says that Apostolos Themiopolis has been described as Greece's rising star, and having tasted his earth and sky Xynomavro, they understand why. As I said, it's a family business, and 95% of their wine is exported.
Wow.
I know. Holy cow. Right? Yeah. Unlike many of their neighbors, Themiopolis does not irrigate their vines. This was chosen in order to avoid increasing tannins in the variety that is already well known for strong tannins and phenolic compounds. They have an organic approach that extends to the pest controls. They actually use turkeys and guinea fowl to keep the locusts and other unwelcomed pests at bay. Swarms of locusts coming. So they use guinea fowl and turkeys. I don't know what a guinea fowl is. I'm gonna have to. I think that's that like weird looking bird, right? Like with the quail relative thing. So again, for this wine, harvested by hand towards the end of September, early October, the grapes are carefully selected and taken to a sorting tray and to stainless steel tanks for natural fermentation. And then it actually does go through spontaneous malolactic fermentation. And they are actually hand bottled, unfined, and unfiltered. I don't know. There's different levels of hand bottling, but that's insane. That's insane to hand bottle all of that stuff. So that's what I've got. A lot of information about this winery. Apparently, they are he is the up and coming, glory winemaker of the Nausar region.
Wow. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. So mine is Alpha Estate. wines.
Much more French-looking label.
Yeah. So a little bit about them is Alpha Estate was founded in 1997 by the viticulturist Makis Mavridis and chemist enologist Angelos Itridis. They produce single block.
I have to say, we are so nailing these Greek words, man.
And I grew up with Greek friends. I have a Greek mother-in-law who was, grew up in Athens, and everything.
We're proud.
Yeah. I'm making them real proud. So they own 75 hectare vineyards in production. Alpha Estate is situated in the Empelia location, which means vines, in the heart of Amadian region in the northern part of Greece. It's privately owned. It sits on a plateau at an altitude of between 620 and 710 meters with northwest exposure. The local climate is characterized by cold winters, sufficient rainfall, and snow, which provides the vines necessary water supplies so that it can endure the dry summers that they do have. And they do have dry summers. Summers are great in Greece. I got my best tan in Greece using baby oil, but we won't go there. I was dumb and stupid. I was young, dumb, and stupid. Additionally, there's two neighboring lakes.
Yes.
So that controls the mild to semi-continental climate. The soil is sandy clay texture with good drainage. Let's see here. The area allows the fruit to ripen. In order to avoid extreme water deficits during the summer, root zone drying irrigation is applied to assure the optimum conditions for the grapes to mature. Alpha Estate also, beside Xinomavro, it also grows another really good Greek grape, Mavro Dauphine, Syrah, Merlot, Pinot Noir, Tannat, Montepulciano, Negro, Amaro, Barbera, Malaguzia, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and Gewürztraminer. So what I have,
they run the gamut.
Yep. So this is single vineyard. It's called Hedgehog. 100% Xinomavro. The Hedgehog is a subregion, 690 meters altitude with northern exposure facing Lake Petron and Mount Voris. Vinification method and aging, destemming, no crush, cold soak, skin contact.
Wait, so they're doing a whole cluster?
It just says no crushing, yeah, so they must. Cold soak, skin contact, alcohol fermentation at gradual increasing temperatures, maintenance of wine sur lees for 8 months. So it sits on its lees for 8 months.
I'm sorry. Go back and read that whole thing over. Did they destem?
It said, yeah, they did destem.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
destemming, no crush, cold soak, skin contact. Alcoholic fermentation at gradual increasing temperatures, maintenance of the wine sur lees for 8 months with regular stirring, 12 months in French oak, medium grain, white toasting, and 12 months in the bottle before being released. So their tasting notes is bright purple, red color, complex, typical bouquet of small berries, red fruits, leather, and spices, vanilla, clove, pepper, with hints of ripe blackberry. Full mouth, rounded tannins, balanced acidity, and well integrated wood tones, long aftertaste with intense quince aroma. I'm not sure I agree with that, but.
So I was when you were reading it, and I thought they were doing a whole cluster. I was shocked because you don't typically do a whole cluster with such a well-known tannic wine, because whole cluster means you're throwing in the stems and everything. Stems have the tannin in it, so that I zoned out when you said destemmed, and I was completely like, winemaker, what,
Yeah, no, it is destemmed.
Oh,
I'm starting to get a little bit of plum in here as this opens.
So,
but I mine does have a sour note to it. Not really.
Really digging it
on the aftertaste. I'm glad you're digging yours. I'm not digging mine.
There's I would say there's a sour cherry element to it. But I can't be like, can you hear? I'm like salivating. I'm like, I'm loving it. I might have to go back and buy the other bottle that's left on the shelf.
I got some little bit of red fruits on that. As it's opening, they're starting to become a little bit more, fruits are starting to show. I got plum. I got a little red cherry.
Yeah, I think we both kind of messed up a bit. We said that we only opened it like 15 minutes, 7:45 or so. And that was bad. We should have known with the tannin and the profile that it had. We should have probably opened it a little bit earlier than that. And I don't have a decanter here, so it's literally just pour a little bit out so that it gets a little oxygen. I don't have any of my wine gadgets here in New Jersey, so can't do anything. But I'm digging. I definitely am digging it. All right. So,
will this pair with the meatloaf that's downstairs waiting for me?
Well, I don't know what yours is. I think that the tomato sauce in with it will. But again, remember, I don't eat meatloaf, so. So yeah.
Back on my blog post how the meatloaf went with it.
Yeah, I think it would. I think that if it's a lean meat, is it turkey or is it beef?
It's beef, grass fed.
Okay, so it's going to be lean. You're going to have that tomato in there. He's probably going to put in some spices, which is going to bring out that herbaceousness in here.
We'll see. There's bacon in it too.
Oh, see, so.
Well, put the top up.
Little smoke. There's no smoke in here, but I think it's going to go well. As I guess what meatloaf, whatever meatloaf. Okay. I always laugh when I do the food pairings because I have no idea what any of these things taste like.
Okay.
So.
Go for it.
All right. So part of the Greek culture is that very rarely is there ever a meal that they sit down with that they're not drinking wine. So I got to go right off the bat that I dig that culture. If they're going to sit down and eat, there's going to be wine on the table. So I like that. We all know the adage that what grows together goes together. So Xynomavro is, a true testament to that. With their firm tannic structure and their crisp acidity, it calls for fatty meats, full of protein. And I think that when you think Greek, you think lamb. I mean, I think they go hand in hand. So this would definitely pair with, those lamb kebabs, and their Greek sauce, their yogurt sauce or whatever.
It's called tzatziki sauce.
What is it?
Tzatziki.
Yeah. So I'm going to go a little sidebar here because, like I said earlier, you know, I crack myself up sometimes more than cracking anybody else up. So I was making a recipe for something, and I read the recipe was for tahini sauce,
Mm-hmm.
but in my head I had tzatziki sauce.
Completely different sauces.
So, completely different. So I'm like going around and I'm going up and down Whole Foods and I can't find this stupid, you know, and I'm walking right past the tahini sauce, but I'm thinking this stuff, this white stuff. So I'm walking right past it. And I go up and I ask, you know, do you have tahini sauce? I'm using the right word. I'm like, do you have tahini sauce? And she's like, well, yeah, it's right down that aisle. It's over there. And I go walking by again and I'm blowing right past it. And now I'm getting annoyed because like now I'm like an hour in this store looking for this stupid sauce. Right. So I go back to her. I said, I'm really sorry. I'm just not seeing it. So she comes and she's nice enough. She grabs it for me and I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay. Still thinking it's this white sauce in this can, you know? And so I get home and I open the can and I literally open it and it's all brown and stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm like, what the hell, man? It's brown. And then I Googled it and I realized I was completely on the wrong content. Well, you know, I was so wrong. But I was like, all right, well, but I did like the tahini sauce because that's more sesame. That's more like the Thai stuff, right? All right. So that was a sidebar that not really sure it was worth going into, but anyway. So obviously the lamb pairing, meat stew with some root vegetables. And again, here's the bacon. So I'm thinking, Deb, this is kind of close to your meatloaf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be kind of close to your meatloaf. This has the bacon in it. It just doesn't have the tomato. And here's my concern is you're not liking the tomato.
Right. I don't know if we'll see. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Right. So I'm wondering if it's going to intensify the tomato on your palate in the wine. So beef stew with bacon, grilled beef steak. Okay.
Oh, really?
So I look up game meat. Okay. And this is the first thing that came up in Google. So I immediately was like, what the right?
Squirrel? Really?
Squirrel? Seriously? Squirrel? But great British chefs are making a squirrel. I'm like, I didn't know people eat squirrel, but I had to put it in there because it's considered game, and I thought it was pretty funny. But I squirrel. So
I'm fine with that.
really, game meats, not necessarily squirrel. But if there's anybody out there that eats squirrel, you know what? I will send you a bottle of wine if you're in the US. I will send you a bottle of wine if you show me the squirrel and you eating it, because that is just insane to me. Like, I don't think we need to eat squirrel.
No.
Yeah, and all I'm thinking is like Elmer Fudd out there. Be very quiet. I'm hunting squirrel. You know.
I can see Coquevin.
Coquevin. Okay.
That pairing.
Yeah. Right. And now this one I think is very much for that earthiness. So you were talking about the leather, that the potential for that earthiness, and you know how I said it's the kind of wet mossiness.
Mm-hmm.
This is that mushroom risotto is going to be the jam. And then of course, I cannot have a food pairing without giving up the cheese. So the recommended cheese for Xynomavro is aged Gouda and cheddar.
Okay, I can see that.
So that is the food pairings.
I liked it all but the squirrel.
Yeah, I just had to put the squirrel in because, like,
I'm gonna be haunted by that.
I know, the little squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute little squirrel. Who eats a squirrel? It's like, who eats pigeon? I'm sorry, who eats pigeon?
Oh, I had pigeon when I was in France.
No, see, no, 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 no.
Towards the end of it, I just gave it to Paul. It's like, I can't eat any more of this pigeon.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't eat, but there's things that I don't understand how people eat. Like,
No,
why would you eat a squirrel?
I don't know.
Why?
That was gross. But anyway,
Okay.
I've got meatloaf downstairs waiting for me.
Is there a squirrel in it?
No, there's no squirrel. So let's see if my facts loaded. See, I wonder what happened with that one.
I don't know. That happened once before, too.
Yeah. So we're going to leave you with some facts. And I really don't have that many pictures to go with it. But one of the things I want to leave you with is Xynomavro, according to this guy here on YouTube, means acid black. And it is the dominant red grape of northern Greece. And a little factoid, Xynomavro of Nausur was the only wine which, after a transatlantic trip to America, would arrive unspoiled.
Oh.
So that was just interesting. It is the signature grape of Macedonia region.
Mm-hmm.
In the Nausur region, the vineyards are located in the southeastern slopes of Mount Vernon, protected from the cold northern winds, and they take full advantage of the sun's warm rays during the midday. Let me see. It's just a nice picture of the vineyard. While Nausur is the predominant region where Xynomavro is grown, it's also, like I had said before, in a bunch of other regions, the Amiteo, the Gaumencia.
All of the regions we can't pronounce.
Yes, and Rapsini, and it's also made dry wines, sparkling wines, rosé wines, and sweet wines. And in different regions, they can blend it. And it's considered one of the 12.5 or so world class grapes. So it's that would have been a first, because this isn't a grape that is normally spoken in everyday wine conversation. So it is considered one of the 12.5 or so of world class grapes. So
Beautiful.
there, but that's a vineyard, and that's a vineyard in Nausur.
Very pretty.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
All right.
Oh, I got to end the slideshow. Duh.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm not a fan.
It's opening up even more. Like I said, there is some sour cherry coming through. It's pretty. It's a pretty wine. And that first sip that I had, that I was like, ooh, I'm tasting the alcohol, which is only 13%. Isn't that horrible? I say only 13%.
Yeah.
Is no longer there. Like, now I'm sipping in it. It's not there. But it's really the first wine that I've had in a while that I truly salivating at the acidity, and the tannins just were were elegant. They were there, but they were just coating the tongue and allowing those flavors to continue. And the more I'm tasting it, the more red fruit that is coming through. It's really that plum is there, which I guess is a black, but the plum is there. There's the sour cherry, even a little bit of the aromatics, floral aromatics are coming through more. You know, it's beautiful. I like it.
See, I'm not a fan, and maybe it's because yours is older, so that might have something to do with it too. Mine's
Right.
old. Yours is 5 years old.
Right. So maybe yours is still a little too tight.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting the plum and the cherry as this opens, but I have a real sour on the finish. Really sour on the finish. So
it's like a sour, those red sour cherry gum, not gum, but those sour cherry candies.
Okay, no.
No? Oh my God, I grew up on those things.
Candies? Not Jolly Ranchers.
No, they're soft. They're round. They're red, and when you bite into them, they're chewy. And they're called sour cherries.
Okay, no, I guess I didn't have those in my childhood.
Yeah. So that's in here too. It's supposedly only medium acidity, but I'm really getting. I would say this one is high acidity. All right, Deb. So tell us about next month.
So next month we visit the Yarra Valley of Australia. I'll put the link in the show notes there.
Okay.
Sign up, and we haven't done it. Oh, July. What day is it?
July 15th, right?
July 15th. Monday, July 15th, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and I don't think we've done Australia. Have we done Australia? No.
So.
Yeah.
Yarra Valley will be easier to find than Greek wine.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. So. Well, I am going to chill for the rest of the night, and I'm going to have another glass. Watch Family Guy.
I'm going to sit and see how this pairs with the meatloaf.
Yeah, let me know.
Yes, I will. Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Whether it's on Facebook Live or on YouTube or on are you on Facebook Live over there too?
I am on Facebook Live here.
Facebook Live or live with us tonight. We appreciate all of your support, and come back next month for Winephabet Street Letter Y.
And we hope that we're opening your eyes and your palates to try new and different wines. And even though I'm not a big fan of this, but Lori is, I might try an older one if I can find it. An older vintage that I might like better.
Right. Maybe I'll go to Hohokus before I head out and pick up the other bottle, and then when I get back in September.
Okay, come down for a weekend.
Yeah, come on down for the weekend. Yeah. Give it a try so you can taste this.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining. Please head over to winephabetstreet.com so you can register for any of our future seminars, along with just watching our past ones in case you've missed any of them. And again, I can be found at JursinaWines.com, but also at all the social media channels at Exploring the Wine Glass for the blog and the podcast.
And I can be found on HudsonValleyWineGoddess.com, and I'm on all the social media channels as well as HV Wine Goddess on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm trying to think, Hudson Valley Wine Goddess on Facebook.
There we go.
Have a great evening, guys.
Great evening. Bye.
Bye.